Hello everybody, welcome back to PadfootTD Games. My name is Zach, I am the voice behind the icon. Today we are back in XPlane 11 right after our last one. I was not satisfied with that landing, so we are going to try it again. We're going to fly a little bit more around the area and see if we can make a better landing. This might be kind of a touch and go kind of episode just to work out with the poppy lights and just going to teach ourselves. As somebody had said in the comments here on Twitch, in a Cessna, you have to be a real pilot, and I 100% agree with that. When you get into a Boeing, you need to have a lot of skill and a lot of balls to be able to do it, because you're dealing with other people, but a lot of it's computerized. Here, it's flying by hand, flying by eye. So we did work around a little bit with the autopilot, at least to keep the altitude, so my hand does not completely freeze up this flight. But let's hop in and see what we can do. We didn't officially crash last time, so that's a plus. So let's see, we'll get in here. Come on. That mechanic was a little bit better. All right, we already have the battery on because I didn't turn it off. Oops. Beacon nav strobe. Fuel pump can come on. Mixture in. And there we go. Add just a little throttle just to bring it to life a little bit. Vacuum's good. We do have our altitude set. Yet again, I kind of wish air traffic control was set up a little bit better in XPlane 11 compared to where it was in Flight Simulator X, but this game's always changing, and that's what I love about it. Alright, everything else seems fine. Looking overhead for switches, and there's nothing up there. I mean, you got lights that actually work. Do you work? Oh, you do work. Yet again, another amazing thing about XPlane 11. Alrighty. So, we're here. Just want to make sure everything... Make sure we don't end up completely into a tree. Alright, taxi lights are on. Parking brake is off. Alright, let's head over to runway 20 again. That seems to be where our most comfort is. Let's back this view up, actually. You sit so close to all the controls. I need a little bit better. I want to eventually get a track IR so I can look around. I do have technically two screens, but I keep one open for Twitch so I can see the comments. And Ella has decided to come and join us. For those of you who don't know, Ella is my service dog because I'm partially deaf. She's a 1-year-old German Shepherd, and she's cute as can be, except she wants to come and play games with me so bad. It's actually interesting. She has her own headphones because she does travel with me everywhere. Well, ear protection, I should say. That are actually made by a company who sells them for dogs who might be flying a lot, in Cessnas and small prop jobs like this. So that's just an interesting story. You kind of connect the two together. Alright, we're coming up here to runway 20. And come to a stop. Just do a visual check. We obviously have no ADC. November 172 Sierra Piper. Taking off from runway 20. Just for a scenic route today. I'm waiting for the weather to click again. Skip my game. Alright. Visually looks clear and fine. Come on, don't be afraid to give it a little throttle to get out there. Yeah, I will say, this compared to some of the larger aircraft that are in the game, definitely suggest, I don't know, Boeing I think is going to be more my speed than something this small. It's hard. This is genuinely hard. Practice makes perfect, I understand. Alright, direct out. Let's put on some throttle. Hello, Ella. You can't put your head on my lap like that. You're going to cause the rudder to spin and we're going to have a good time. Joys of having a dog who's trained to always be with you. There we go. Feeling good there. Little rudder adjustment. little cockeyed for takeoff. That's okay. Again, forgot to switch over to landing lights. Oh. All these little things. I don't have my checklist with me. Alright, let's have a beautiful day. Like I said, we were just going to get up to our cruising altitude, just try out the autopilot really quick to see how that works with us, and then try some touch and go landings. You know, I want to be a little bit better. Again, it's all going to be visual flight rules at this point. Now I'm going to knock right over there. Desolates of New Hampshire and Vermont over there. Anybody says that New Hampshire and Vermont are just a whole bunch of trees and maple syrup, they're 100% right. Except they're missing one thing. We have a moose every once in a while. .1,000 until our cruising altitude of what we're hoping for. We'll set the autopilot once we're up there. Get a pretty good distance away from Keene, kind of a straight shot. Do a switchback. And try out some landing. Yeah, so I gotta remember that. 4 white, you're too high. 4 red, you're too low. 2 red, 2 white is the best glide slope. I'm literally writing that down. So I have, so I can remember that. Yet again, I didn't do any of the tutorials within the sim. I don't know how good they actually are. So it's kind of learning as we go. You're a good girl. Alright, we're almost up to our 3,000, which is what we were trying to go for. It's going to do a quick adjustment here because we were up a little bit. Well, neat. That's successful. At least I can save my arm. That's beautiful. Keene Field's right over there. Nice. Oh, I should have looked up the AirNav page for Keene. That would have been smart. Things you think of when it's too late. Alright, well, hey, you know what? We got the cruise going on right now. That's awesome. We could obviously change flight direction. Yet again, we're just going to be heading back to the airport. So there's no... And we're not worried about vertical speed either. We'll do that by hand. Just landing a little bit. And everything here. It's a great first step. We don't have our seatbelt on, so that's safe. And of course, Beast now does the bark. Alright, sorry about that. It's got to be the mailman. I'm telling you. I'm going to fight with the autopilot here to turn us around. It does make it a little bit easier. It's a little bit more relaxing on the hand, just because I have a joystick and not a yoke. If I had a yoke, it'd be a little bit easier. To constantly have your hand up there, it's rough. Here I am whining, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm loving what I'm doing. Oh boy, let's see. Just want it in sight, that's all. We'll adjust everything from that point. or... Yeah, that's the runway that we want. Alright. Oh, I just flipped something. Oh well. Yep. Airplane's mine, I got it. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, we're going too fast. Let's bring that down. Yeah. Thank you. Let's get one setting of flaps in. You know, it's a little early. And there goes the weather again. Alright, let's work on this approach here. We're going to do better. That's what we're going to do. There we go. I'm happy with this speed right now. It is a little slow, but I'm happy with it. Feeling good about this one. Because I didn't fly that far, so I'm feeling a lot better about it. Alright. I can see you. Alright, so we're a little low. Alright. Let's get a little bit more speed just to pick it up a little bit. There we go. That's a good glide slope right there. This is tricky. That's what it's all about. Yeah, I know I'm too high now. Definitely too high now, yeah. There we go. That's happy. It's not happy. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Down a little bit more. There we go. I have, oh, too low. To be honest, I haven't been this nervous playing a sim in a long time. Granted, this feels a lot better than our last landing. A little bounce, that's okay. A little bit better rudder control that time, and look at that. Wow. We did it. That just blew my mind. Huh. Don't have have enough room for a touch and go, so a little bit more throttle there. Yeah, I know, I don't want to be using the wheels yet. I got it. Weather change, skips. We'll come on over here. I feel accomplished now. Thank you, Chicken CS. Thank you so much. I know these are all like small learning things, etc. That wow, I'm super happy right now. Thank you. It means a lot. All right. How are we doing on fuel? Oh, we're fine for now. Let's do one more up and landing, and then our next episode, which won't be probably today, if not later today, we will actually take a flight somewhere. Dun dun dun! We let ourselves slow down too much here. Telling you, got too wrapped up in that. Taxi. Alright. Let's bring it up here. Some visual check here. This is a cross run. I know it's a cross. This runway is less apt to be used because they do have such a large main runway. This is just from somebody who lives in the area, like, you know, what you'd usually see. What's amazing though is there's a pretty good amount of private jets that come through. And one of my instructors from college, we were watching her house one time, watching her dogs, and the flight path goes right over her house. So we saw, you know, so many private jets on final. It's really cool. It's really cool. All right, let's get on out here. This is gonna be I know this one's much shorter, so this is gonna be a much faster takeoff. Let's compensate for the wind. I know it was really late. It's just so small. All right, we're off. Technically out of airport range, so let's start heading this way. We are going to use the same runway, just because that's where I'm feeling comfortable right now. Run parallel with it. Let's get up to that cruising altitude again. For those of you who might be just joining us, we just took off from Keene, New Hampshire, their municipal airport. We're just doing some takeoffs and some full landings, just getting back into used to flying something so small. Start on more, flaps are up all the way. Everything else looks fine. Good. Feeling much better than when I first sat down in the chair this morning. It's practice. Practice. I figured I'd bring you guys along because, you know what, if there's somebody who has never seen the game before and happens to come upon this, I'd love to inspire somebody. 1,000 to go. Thank you. That's what happened with me. I happened to watch somebody play XPlane and I fell in love with the idea. And here I am. After almost one technical crash landing, one successful landing, we're gonna try it again. But I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. It's another, what looks like gonna be a dreary day here in New England, and that's just a bummer. Summer's supposed to be technically, officially here not on the calendar, but in temperature-wise. There we go. That's looking beautiful. Almost at 3,000. Be ready to hit that autopilot. I just realized I can actually I have a button box to use for American Truck Sim. I can set that up for XPlane 11. Note to self. Click that autopilot just so it doesn't have to make too much adjustments. And here we sit. Let's take a peek. There's the field there. But I hate how the view when you're using the right mouse click. We'll give it a little bit. We'll be near this crest before we take a turn around. Just sit and actually enjoy flying around. That's what matters, right? It's interesting. The reason why I usually would stick with Boeing versus flying a small Cessna around, speed. Well, speed might be one of them, but I don't know. It's another world of simulation that I like. It's a job that I know I can probably never do. So that's why I usually like to do it with passengers, etc. I'm telling you, this is a great way to relax. It's funny because once we quote unquote master this plane, we're gonna change to something bigger, something with 2 prop engines, and completely fail. Alright, we're gonna start our turn here. Like I said, we're gonna wait until that mountaintop. Just to be able to kick it on over. And there's the weather updated. See, that's more accurate to what it looks like outside right now. Feels good. Good rate of turn. Just keeping an eye out for visual. Oh, neat. I wonder if that resets. I wonder if that actually is functioning. Because we've almost been flying for about an hour. Alright. There's the airport over there. Now I want to know if that actually worked. Oh, it does. It moved. Oh, that's really cool. Yet again, I remember Flight SimX had that, but I don't know. With everything so more realistic in this version. Well, in this game, I know they're not the same company. All right, I'm gonna take back control. Thank you. Start a descent, and we're going to remember, we'll turn these on now. This is going to be kind of a quicker descent. Thank you. But we have the aircraft once again. I see one of those turn red, that's good. Kind of gonna zoom in here. I just don't want to focus that much this morning. There we go. Alright, well that's gonna work for us for right now. A little less throttle as we start coming in. A little low. happy? For now. I know it's gonna change. Alright, still feeling pretty good. Looking pretty good. Tell you though, this makes me feel a lot more confident doing VFR flights. Too high, just that. There we go. Yeah, I know that one's a little too high. We jumped up. Still a little too high. Let's get that down. There we go. Happy lights. Now I'm curious. I'll look that up afterwards. There you go. Now you're happy. It's gonna be a little rough. Yep. Little bounce, little skid. Come on, compensate, use the rudder. Oh, we kept it on the tarmac, that's all that matters. Well, there you have it. Not as successful as our second landing, definitely better than our first, though. Alright, let's get this back over. We'll call that an episode. We're gonna get better, I know we are. Sounds like Beast got a little too close to Layla's food. She's not aggressive when it comes to food, but if she's like thinking about eating it, you should know better. Alright. We're gonna pull in the same spot we did before and call it a successful flight. We're not on fire. We didn't blow any tires. Did pretty good. Bobbing for the brakes. Alright, let's turn off the fuel pump. Pull that mixture out. We don't need to worry about that. Should put on those, but that's fine. Let's just get rid of the yoke really quick. Okay. There's that. That looks all set. Parking brake is set. Where you seem okay in here, just making sure. Well, actually, no, parking not set. Oops. There's that lead. At least we did it before we got out, right? And off like that. And let's step up. Ah, I forgot the flaps again. I'm telling you. All right, let's grab a quick screenshot. Boom, just like that. I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one. This was a good time. Just try to, really try to figure out the Pappy lights. I've got to learn how to pronounce that correctly. But it was actually a really good time to learn that. I really appreciate everybody who came out, gave me advice, helped me kind of figure out, how to use Flight Sim X. It's a lot. Not Flight Sim X. XPlane. XPlane 11. It's one of those things where this is a community-based thing. We learn from each other. So I appreciate you guys coming out to this one. If you like what you saw here on Twitch, we always put our archives out onto YouTube at PadfootTD Space Games. And there goes the weather again. And if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, later on once it's uploaded, we do live stream on Twitch from time to time at PadfootTD. You want to see some really cute pups? I suggest following PadfootTD Games on Instagram. I promise these blurbs will eventually go away. But I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.